Our second presenter, Richard Ramakers, former managing director of Aken Maastricht Institute for Bio-based Materials here on the campus, and until yesterday, 12 years at the university. And now he is CEO of o11 Biomedical. And that's a very creative name. So maybe can you share a little bit about the name with us?
Yeah, if you allow, o11 is a loose reference to the famous movie Ocean's 11. And I will come back to that in the last seconds of my pitch, if you allow to do it there.
Then we'll leave it now for this. There you go.
Thank you. Have you ever thought about breathing via the gut? Probably not, but we have, and there's a very good reason for that. To get you in the mood, I prepared a very short experiment, 60 seconds. I need one healthy volunteer. Annemiek volunteered. And Annemiek, as soon as I say start, hold your breath for 60 seconds. Start. So, and I start my stopwatch, and I will use the time to explain all about breathing. And you just watch Annemiek and look if there's any difference you can notice in the 60 seconds. 5 seconds are gone. If you breathe in oxygen, and you breathe out carbon dioxide, CO2. And what is now happening, what Annemiek is experiencing, is not a lack of oxygen. CO2 is building up in our body. So your body is poisoning yourself with carbon dioxide. You took already breath, 20 seconds. So you're slowly poisoning yourself from the inside out with your carbon dioxide, 30 seconds. And of course, it's an experiment, but if I would have told you that you only have to drink that and you would feel well again, you probably would have done. And now it's still 12 seconds to go. At least in the next few seconds, you would rip it out of my hands and start drinking it. Thank you. 57 seconds. Thank you very much for that. Of course, for my volunteer, this is only a small fun experiment. But sadly, for large groups of patients, this is a 24/7 experience. They constantly suffer from this condition. And one example are early born babies with immature lungs. The doctors have to invasively ventilate them in order to get rid of the CO2 in their body because it damages organs. But in doing so, they damage the lungs and they never heal. So that's a really difficult situation. Another example are COVID-19 patients. COVID-19 patients on intensive care struggling for their life, even for weeks. And by far the largest group are COPD patients. COPD patients lose their social life, and a common cold can mean a death sentence for them. Well, they all suffer from the same situation, this over-excess of CO2, and that's called hypercapnia. And that's very difficult to treat. We start by medication, then there's ventilation, and the last resort is the extracorporeal lung machine. We pump blood off the body to a machine and then back in the body. 50% of these patients die of complications from the machine. On the other hand, 100% would die without the machine. But that is why we said the next solution cannot be an even more invasive, an even more dangerous machine. So what do we do? We develop very small medical devices. Here are a few thousands of them. And these medical devices, they have only one task. In a controlled way, they absorb carbon dioxide from a liquid environment. And that is why my first question starts to make sense. Forget about the lungs, forget about pumping blood. Have a look to the guts of the human. Since the 60s, we know that the gut can transport CO2 very good. That was a side effect from colonoscopy, where we pump some CO2 in the gut to make way for the imaging. Nobody did anything with that until now. So we put these small particles in a smoothie, you drink them, they reach your gut, and there they absorb CO2. And that works really well, and we've shown that in large animal trials. So, why do we do this on the campus? These particles are mainly polymer-based, and we do that here with very strong partners. The two main partners are the Aken Maastricht Institute for Bio-based Materials, and the other one is IPAREX. And even if I'm not a Dean Martin and I'm not a George Clooney, I'm very aware of that. Still, our o11 Biomedical team, our Ocean's 11 team, plans to heist the casino, and in this case, heisting casino means bringing this product to the clinic and to the patient at home in the next 4 years. Thank you for your attention.